The communications director for the Democrat National Committee tweeted that her party is run by women. Republican National Committee chairwoman Ronna McDaniel tweeted this response. She tweeted, "A woman actually runs the Republican Party." And she is exactly right. And joining us tonight is the woman who runs the Republican Party, Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. I want to compliment you on that tweet. That was a terrific comeback, and it's a delight to have you with us. I've got to ask you, because you're going to be putting on a convention next week. How do you think this one's going so far, and how much inspiration are you taking from it?
Well, watching their convention is like watching alternate reality, Lou. I mean, you and I are watching them completely lie to the American people about the accomplishments of the Trump administration, all that he has done to lift the lives of so many Americans through deregulation, through tax cuts, through energy independence, through decisive leadership, from taking care of our veterans. I mean, on issue after issue, President Trump has led, and it's just frustrating to see Barack Obama stand there last night and say, for the sake of our democracy, we wanted these things from President Trump. How about for the sake of our democracy, it would have been nice if Democrats had actually accepted the results of the 2016 election and worked with this president instead of against him every step of the way. To see a former president attacking our current president is just shameful. It's not something that we've seen in our country. And I don't think it was a high mark. I think it was a low mark for their party last night.
Mm-hmm. And I think it was extraordinary that he had the temerity to stand there and talk about his fears for democracy when it was his intelligence agencies that were investigating, in quotes, investigating a presidential candidate of the opposing party, framing members of that campaign, and then trying not only to block the agenda of a sitting president, they were trying to overthrow him through their continued investigation and what has turned out to be almost 4 years, not almost, it is now, 4 years of persecution of the President of the United States. It's stunning. Your thoughts?
We've never seen anything like this. And I saw Michelle Obama the first day as they're applauding her speech, and she says, when they go low, we go high. When have they gone high in this entire 4 years? Tell me when the Democrats have done anything to help this president, from the phony impeachment, through the obstruction, from not working with the American people, from boycotting the inauguration. From day one, they have been against this president, which means they're against the will of the American people. Until they get power, they will never work with Republicans. And that is why it is so important that we beat them. The only thing I've agreed with this whole convention is when Hillary Clinton said we need to vote like our lives depend on it, because we do. We need to vote for Donald Trump and Mike Pence like our lives depend on it.
Well, and like the nation depends on it as well. They're inextricably linked, certainly. I find it just stunning that they lost 42% in ratings the first night, 48. We're waiting to hear. As I came on the air, I had no indication of what the ratings were for last night. And I'm asking our producers, do we have that yet? Nielsen has delayed the ratings. It can't have been good. It may have been better, but it can't be good. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I understand the struggles of switching to a virtual convention because we're going through the same thing, and COVID has upended everything. What I will say is Donald Trump will be part of our convention every night, and that is something every American is going to want to see. I do think we'll all tune in tonight because we want to see if Joe Biden can actually read his speech off of a teleprompter past 10 p.m. So that's going to be an interesting part of tonight. But what they have put forward for this country is a vision of doom and gloom. There's no aspiration. There's no reason to vote for Joe Biden. And we will be giving a convention that's aspirational, that talks about this country, the greatest country on earth, and the great American story, and how President Trump has continued to make this country great and will do so for 4 more years when he's reelected.
And at this point, we see some strange moves in these polls. it's got to bewilder the folks on this convention, that the Democratic convention, that President Trump is getting the bump from the convention. Rasmussen giving him a bump up to 51% just in the middle of this week. Your thoughts as we wrap up here, Ronna?
You know, I was with the president this week in Wisconsin, and I'm going to say, Lou, the polls are finally reflecting what I'm seeing on the ground. I've never seen energy like this, ever. And we're going to carry that through to November. Republicans are energized. They know what's at stake, and they see that Democrats, and Joe Biden specifically, is a bridge to socialism and transforming the America we know and love into something totally different.
Ronna McDaniel, the woman who runs the Republican Party. Ronna, great to have you with us.